I think if you're taking a woman out on a date, you need to be a gentleman and pay. If you're taking a woman out and you want her to pay half the bill, I 100% believe that you are selfish or you just don't like women.
Men need to stop taking women on dates. If she wants something from you without knowing you, she's playing you. I wouldn't even buy her coffee.
Men need
so done with this
stop
fraud.
taking women on
Get
dates.
your best friend and take her out of here.
You should never take a woman out on a date that you don't have vested interest in and that you're not sure she has a vested interest in you. Stop trying to disillusion her with your money, your resources, your ability to buy her roses and all that dumb stuff.
That's not dumb. Disillusion me, baby, all day.
What has that gotten you? Where are they? Exactly. So stop doing it. You're wasting your money. You're wasting your time. If you need, hold on, I'm not done. If you want to know if a woman is interested in you for real and wants to not just use you as a meal plan, because let me tell you, a lot of my homegirls are going out with you because they are bored. They don't have nothing to do. They're not over the other dude. Somebody else hasn't hit her back yet, so she's going out with your stupid ass. So stop taking her out on dates. Don't buy her anything. Don't spend a dime. Don't spend a nickel. Don't spend a penny. Go somewhere that is free. And if she is unwilling to go there with you, don't go out with her. Talk to her on FaceTime. Talk to her on the phone. If she wants something from you without knowing you, she's playing you.
They on the gram holding money to their ear. It's a disconnect. We don't call that money, oh, but yeah. 2025, well, allegedly, it's not, because, you know, I'm not a sheep. I do my research. Romans and change the damn calendar. The real New Year started originally in March. Some say April, but it's more like March. But we're going to talk about why most men will never be good enough for most women. And women can get some gems off of this if they pay attention. But desire's a motherfucker, so, you know, that's like me telling men don't like supermodels and baddies and shit. So, you know, I just want y'all men to know that you're playing a game that is designed for you to lose. You're playing a game that is designed for you to lose. So that means you have to play catch up. Because the game is designed for you to lose. That don't mean you can't win the game. It's just designed for you to lose. Kind of like the way it is for black men in a way. I mean, it's designed for all men to lose, but yeah, it's designed for all men to lose. I ain't gonna say that. It's just kind of a little bit worse for black. But it's designed. This world is designed for all men to lose. Believe that, unless you're part of the bloodline, you know. But we're gonna talk about why. Move this for a second. We're gonna talk about why you struggle with women, why you'll never be good enough for most women. I would like to say this too. I didn't say that you wouldn't be good enough for no woman. I said most. I said most. And you gotta understand this shit. Now we talk about self-improving, and first time I got right, 2025. Ain't that some shit? We talk about self-improving and all that shit, and how that's going to help you get women or more women and all this and all that. But even with the self-improving, you're still going to struggle. And the reason why, when you self-improve, you can put yourself in a position to get better women, but you're still going to struggle. And the reason why, there's a lot of reasons why, but I'm just going to go off the dome with this shit. One of the reasons why you struggle is because of her options. That is like the biggest reason why you struggle with women. This is why women who have low self-esteem, 87, okay. This is why women who have low self-esteem, or women who feel like women who have low self-esteem, or women who feel like you are their best option. Wait, let me say this again. This is why women who have low self-esteem are more easier to get than women who don't. But then again, you would think that, well, a lot of the baddies got low self-esteem. Yeah, they do. They just don't show it. But yeah, you're correct. But the difference with the baddie is she got options. See, it goes back to the options and self-esteem. Basically, you can throw the self-esteem category in high horse. You can throw that in high horse. And she don't come off of that high horse until around 30. I say from 18 to 30, 35. I'll give them 35 if they really take care of themselves. Most of them do not come off of that high horse until then. And why is that? Because of the options. The older she gets, believe it or not, most men who are from 30, let's just say this, most men from 21 to 35 usually going to want 21 to 30, right? So when a woman turns 35, and the men that she's looking for, the men she expected to be waiting for her at the line-ass feminist line, you know what I mean? A lot of them still going to want 20, 25-year-olds. So them 35-year-old chicks, a lot of times they have kids by the wrong guy, shit like that. And men are going to go after younger women if they can. A lot of them say because they want control and all this shit, but really it's just a simple fact that the younger ones didn't destroy themselves, especially if it's a man that took care of himself and shit like that. Why would he go after a woman who has a bunch of kids or something like that, or a lot of damage and trauma and shit? It don't make sense. So this is why that happens. More than he wants control, because really a younger woman's harder to control in my eyes, because she got way more options. Remember, it all goes back to the option thing. People are only as faithful as their options, and you only are as filling as their options. This is why you have to be their number one option. Self-improvement is cool, but it's all about being the best option in their eyes. But we have a problem here. We have a problem here. Because you might be their best option, but it's hard for them to see it because so many men are in their face all the time. Or in their DM all the time. Everywhere a woman goes, a man is trying to hit on her. Everywhere. In the workplace. Women are getting hit on by everybody. Every man trying to hit on a woman in the workplace. It doesn't matter where she goes, man, she getting hit on. So this is what makes her feel like, unless you are absolutely what she wants, and that usually only happens if she doesn't have so many options or she has low self-esteem. Unless you are absolutely just that dude, you're just him, then you're not going to be good enough. And we also have another dilemma. A lot of times, she can attract a guy that looks better than you in her eyes. She can attract a guy that got more money than you. She can attract a guy that whatever, that's in her eyes is better than you because of vagina, right? So when she deals with that guy and it don't work, and now she got to come back to y'all who she don't like that. So she's not going to be satisfied, bro. And even if you are the one that she thinks is perfect and all this other shit, well, I ain't going to say that. If she thinks you really are perfect, that's about the only way. But if she thinks you're okay or something, It's not going to work because every time she goes outside, there's another guy in her face, dog. Every time she looks in her DM, there's another guy. The only way for this to switch back or to even out, the only way for the game to even out is for men to have standards and for men to demand women to have more than just her looks and sex. But most men are not going to do that until they know their worth. Until a man knows his worth and be like, nah, I want more than that from a woman than just the looks and sex, fuck all that. Until that happens worldwide, the woman's always going to feel like you're not good enough, unless you're just that perfect guy that she wants. But a lot of y'all think self-improvement and all this shit is the cure to all this shit. But the problem with that shit is every woman's different. So you might have the money, but some women don't really care about the money. You might have the height, but some women might like shorter guys. You might be this race, but some women might not. They might like that race. And the problem is she got options everywhere, dog. She just do, because men do not require so much when it comes to dealing with women. They just simply don't. Most men just want a decent looking woman and sex. That's about it, for real. And a woman that's nice and respectful. That's about it. But with females, a lot of times, even though they say it's not true, they looking for a lot of shit in a man. A whole lot of shit. Not all of them, but most of them. But it all goes back to the option. It all goes back to the woman thinking that she is better than you because she got all these men in her face. It's kind of like Jordans, right? It's kind of like Jordans. If they didn't put a limited amount on Jordans, then you'd be like, shit, I'll just go buy them Jordans whenever, bro. I ain't tripping. But since there's a limited amount, you gotta, oh shit, I gotta hurry up and get them, or try to get them before everybody else get them. So what happens is the man's value in a woman's eyes is not valuable as much as it should be, because she got too many men in her face. It starts to become valuable the older she gets, because then she starts to realize, damn, my options ain't the same no more, because the younger women are getting all the attention, or men are married, or men are older and requiring more than just looks and sex now. So once that shit starts to happen, all those three things together start to happen, she starts to have less options, which makes men more valuable. But prior to that, when I got all the options, right? When I got all the options, when I got all the looks and all that shit and every man in my face, men are not as valuable. So women really, especially if they're a little younger and shit, or should I say this, when they're in their so-called prime or whatever, before they let a man fuck around and destroy them or some shit, they really need to come up off that high horse, because a lot of those men that they are coming across are actually these perfect men that they have in their mind. They just don't see it. They're actually a lot of men that women come across in their prime so-called years are that perfect guy that they got in their mind. But you got to ask yourself, well, why don't they see it, Twan? If she coming across the great guys, why can't she see it, Twan? Because of her options. That's why. The men in her face. That's why. If you was in a fucking candy store and you see all this candy that you do like, yeah, you might see something you don't like, but you see all this shit you do like, it's gonna be tough. Imagine you Floyd Mayweather with all these Rolls Royces and shit. Which fucking car do I drive today? You don't know. Unless a woman knows exactly what she wants, right? Which most of them do, but the problem is this. There's always a problem. There's always another problem. The problem is the one that they want is some guy made up in their head that don't exist. He don't exist. He just simply don't exist. And if he does exist, that's when a woman actually picks that guy and is actually happy with that guy. But most of them got an illusion in their head that does not exist. It's all about options, man. The less options you have, the more likely, then you'll be good enough for her. The less options she has, the more likely you are going to be good for her. The more options she has, the less likely you're ever going to be good for her. Or I could put it like this: the more options she has, the more likely the more likely there is a guy in her head that doesn't exist. Why? Because the more options she has, the more she's going to start putting stipulation and demands and shit on what a guy should be. Why? Because I come across men all the time. It goes back to the Jordans. Man, if they didn't make limited Jordans, I can get them anytime I want, so I'm not worried about it. So I can get a man anytime I want. I'm not worried about it. You men, you worried about it because you don't get women like that. So you pressing them and coming across thirsty and all that shit, and they be like, why is he so anxious to get with a man? And why are they so prideful, and why I got all the time in the world, I ain't worried about a man type shit, I'ma date them all and all that? That's because they come across men every day. You don't come across women like that every day. So you're going to come across thirsty and needy and all this other shit, and they're going to get turned off and not want to fuck with you. They're going to get turned off and not want to fuck with you, man. It's all about options. This is why I say don't move a fucking muscle. Don't bat an eye until she shows that she's, yeah, you that dude, I want to fuck with you. Until then, why would you jump in line? A lot of them going to say the man pursues the woman. Yeah, you can pursue the woman all the fuck you want to, but the problem is these days with social media and shit, she got way too many options, dog. She's going to have to show you that she wants to be pursued. I'm going to say that again. Well, some of them will show that they want to be pursued, but it's pump faking. It's for you to give them all the attention and all that other shit. So you got to be careful, because some will show that they want to be pursued or pump fake and act like they want to be pursued, but really it's just a pump fake to get your attention, your non-sexual attention. Because a woman who don't really like you wants your non-sexual attention. She don't want your sexual attention. She only wants the sexual attention from guys she likes or the guy she likes. Everybody else, non-sexual attention. And the crazy part is your good morning don't mean as much as the guy that she wants the sexual attention for. But she'll take it because that guy probably ain't acting right. There ain't no good men out here. I can't find no good men, blah, blah, blah. The reason why she can't find good men is because she got too many options. There's just too many men coming at her. The value of a man has dropped to nothing. How are you 1 to 10 women or 1 to 6 women or whatever the case, right? How's a man 1 to 6 women, but yet women got more options than you? I can stop the video right there, and there's nothing else that needs to be explained. How the fuck are you 1 to 6 women or 1 to 10 women, and she has more options than you? How? That means men do not know they fucking worth at all, and men do not have no standards at all. They just running up and talking to any woman, which gasses women the fuck up and makes them think that no man is good enough for me, really. And the one that I do think is good enough is playing me. So now that I can't have him and he just humped and dumped me or whatever, now y'all not good enough. Because the one that I did want, I thought was better than y'all. So therefore, I'm not going to think that y'all are going to be good enough. It's kind of like if the roles was reversed and men was able to just pull a supermodel that really didn't want him, but he could still sleep with her or whatever, he's not going to want to go back to women he really don't want. See, that vagina gives them the power to pull that so-called supermodel if the roles was reversed. What does this mean? That means she's able to deal with the guy she really wants. She might not be able to lock him down, but she's able to deal with him. So therefore, after that don't work, None of y'all motherfuckers is good enough. And like I said, social media gives them the illusion that they could just choose. I got all kinds to choose from. I got them lined up. This is the problem, man. And if women don't wake up and realize that they don't got them all lined up, and you're not as bad as you think you are, then they're not going to get a man in the end, because they're going to crash out. They're going to crash out. You know, it's like work. It's like her work. Like T.I. said with the daughter. Don't give your sugar away. Make sure you try to not give your sugar away to anybody, because the more sugar you give away, the less you're going to have. Well, this is what the woman is doing. She going to wait until it's too late, and she's not that supermodel no more. And she don't even got to look like a supermodel to be in the category of that. What I mean is, she's not in her prime no more. Right? Once she's not in her prime, she waits until she's not in her prime, and then she wants to try to give y'all a chance. It's too late. And the reason why she did that, she's not purposely doing it, but she thinks that she got so many options, and she thinks that this perfect guy that is made up in her head is going to pop up one day. Why? Because every day I wake up, there's another guy that pops up. So eventually, this motherfucker that I think is perfect is eventually going to pop up. So I'm going to keep I'm going to keep waiting and keep pushing it along until my work is done. And for the females that say, well, I still look good at 50, 60. Yeah, that's true. You could, but guess what? You're not the same. That's like Michael Jordan. Yeah, I can still ball at 50, 60. Yeah, but you're not 23 Michael Jordan. You're not the same guy. So she's not the same chick. And their worth is judged differently than ours. The reason why you can see 60-year-old men get a 21-year-old chick, which I don't think is a good idea, but the reason why you see that is because the way we are judged as men is different than the way women are judged. And I don't think they grasp that. A woman's time span is shorter than a man's when it comes to this SMV. She gets her shit early, and she better cash out. She better cash out. I ain't saying get married at 21 and shit, but she better figure out who the fuck the right guy is early. Because if she waits, it's going to be too late. It's going to be way harder. And I know what they thinking. Nah, that's not true. I'm going to always be able to get men. Yeah, your vagina is always going to be able to get men. But is that what you want? I don't think that's what women want. I think they want something real. So the only way to get something real is through you. Your vagina can get all kind of men, but in order for you to get something real, it's through you. There is no other way. And you got to recognize what a great man is. A lot of them struggle with this shit. They don't realize when they got something good. Because everybody's in their fucking face every time they turn around. Just like at work, as soon as a new girl comes, every motherfucker try to holler at them. Everyone. That's why I be the guy that don't try to holler at them. Now I'm gonna be the guy that you can't get. You can get them, but you can't get me. Somebody gotta stand up for men and even this shit out, because obviously motherfuckers ain't willing to do it. And they wonder why. It's really the man's fault. This ain't me getting mad at women. I don't blame women for what they do. I know why they do what they do. Right? Only thing I'm telling women is be smart and realize when you got the worth, when you got that shit in the chokehold, that's when you better figure out what man to pick. Instead of, I'm just going to play around and have fun, because it's not going to last forever. That ride is going to last for about 10 years. It's going to last for about 10 years. And then you're not going to be able, you're still going to be able to pull men, but you could have had Kobe Bryant. You could have had Kobe Bryant, you could have had Stephen Curry or some guy like that, but you chose to play around with that worth. And the more you play around with that worth, the more you got to settle. Now you got to deal with the bald-head wino who living off of you. But you could have had Kobe Bryant. Which brings me to another point of why you're not good enough. As an average man, average ain't good enough no more. It should be. Like, you should be able to pull a woman that's on your level, and that's just that. But the problem is this. Remember, there's always a problem. I hope y'all paying attention. I hope y'all paying attention. The problem is this. I see that basic ass girl on TV getting that NFL football player. Why can't I? She don't look no better than me. So fuck that. I'm not dealing with that truck driver or that lawnmower business guy or this guy, that guy. My vagina could get me an NFL football player or a rapper or something. And that's what I want. And if I can't get that, I'm not going to be happy with the motherfucker that I do get. Y'all got to wake up and realize that's what the fuck going on. She thinks she's just as good as the women that are pulling these athletes and rappers and shit. So therefore, why the fuck should I settle for you? Because in her eyes it's settling. Even though you might be better than her. You might be on a better level than her and all that. But to her it's settling because she's seen other women who she feel not as good as her, but they pull these NFL stars and shit. And she wants that life. And you can't give it to her because you're not an NFL football player or whatever the fuck. And some women are going to say, it ain't all about money. All right, we get that. And to a certain extent, I believe them. I believe they right when they say that, but they want a certain lifestyle. They want to be happy. They see other women with that guy and owning a boat or whatever the fuck he got going on. And she look at it like, that girl not better than me. What makes her better than me? Nah, none of you basic, average, blue-collar motherfuckers, y'all ain't good enough for me. Fuck that. This is why, bro. It's that vagina. It's the curse of the vagina, man. It's going to cost a lot of women a good dude, man, in the end. It's going to cost, that vagina is their gift and their curse. It's either going to provide them with the right guy and give them a great-ass life, or it's going to make them end up with nobody in the end. And more than likely a fucked up life. And even if she is a independent, strong, whatever the fuck you want to call it, and got a decent life and making decent money and shit, she ain't gonna get that dude. And I gotta touch on this shit too. A lot of women don't give a fuck about men. That's why you're not good enough for her. She don't care about men. She don't even really want a man. You're just a tool. You are just a tool. And maybe sexual pleasure. That's it. She don't care about no love and all that dumbass shit. But a lot of y'all can't grasp this through y'all heads, man. Y'all think every woman want love and every woman... And nah, that's not how it works. Every woman ain't on that. A lot of them are on what you hear in these female rap music songs, man. You really want to know the mind of a female right now? Just listen to female rap music. I want you to study that shit like you study Tupac or some shit. You want to get up on game and sharpen your game and realize the mind of most women these days? Study this rap music. Study female rap music. Because that's what they're listening to. And it's going deep in their soul and they've eaten it alive. They taking it. And most of them are going to say, if you hate women so much, blah, blah, blah. See, they don't want to change for you because it's not about you. So that's their scapegoat. If you hate women so much, then date a man. But look, we're not talking about, real women really don't move that way. For real, for real. Even though real women have to make the choice of who's the good man and who's not. You know what I mean? But ultimately, somebody will be good enough for a real solid chick because she understands she's not perfect. It's the ones that are on this high horse. I'm a celebrity because I got likes and a vagina that allows motherfuckers to try to talk to me and fuck me every day. High horse type chicks that think they better than you. They think they better than you, dog. They don't realize what a good dude is until it's too late. All those good dudes that they could have had, it's all gonna come crashing down one day. And they're not gonna be able to find, just like the Bible said, one woman's gonna cling to 10 men and beg for the man to be with them. It's already it's starting to happen. But you got a lot of females delusional on their high horse, man. They just not gonna wake up, man. Social media, they got them thinking that they got options that they really don't have. And a lot of those options, they like better than you. So therefore, the guy that before social media would be good enough for her, it's not good enough anymore. Because every day I wake up, there's another guy. I thought he was good enough, but I woke up today and I seen some more men in my inbox. Nah, I'ma wait. I ain't gonna fuck with him. Or I'm gonna start ghosting him. I'm gonna start flaking on him. This is what they do, bro. This is what they do. You have to be the number one option, and you have to have this. And that only way you're really gonna do that is through self-improvement. But even then, it still is based off of what the woman is desiring and wanting. Even with the self-improvement, because other guys are self-improving. So it's still gonna go back to what guy she really wants. And also, another thing, the reason why a lot of y'all not good enough for them is because somebody hurt them in the past, and they not gonna love nobody else the same way they love that person. They scared to give their all to somebody else like they gave that person. You know, the kids and all that shit. Nah, you don't get that no more. You don't get none of that no more, because I did that with the other guy, and look what it did. Look where it got me. So now you gotta pay for some other motherfucker's mistake. Nah, you gotta take me on 20 dates first. He didn't have to take me on no date. He just fucked me in the car. See that? I'm trying to tell y'all, man. Understand what the fuck you dealing, what you up against. Once you know what you up against, you know that it's rigged against you. It's rigged against you, man. A lot of y'all think it's about looks and all this other shit. You have all that shit. It don't matter. It simply does not matter, because there's so many different varieties of men coming at them every fucking day, bro. And another thing, why have one bag when I can have 20? Why have one dick, pause, when I can have 20? Pause. Why? Why would she deal with little old you? You're not the fucking NBA basketball player that I seen that average chick with that I don't think better than me. If she can do it, I can do it. If she can get the rapper, I can get the rapper. I don't want these guys who are actually better than me, but I'm gonna look down on them because my vagina got me up on a high horse thinking I'm better than these men, but you're not. You look just, as a man, I hope, I can only speak for myself. I got looks just like you. I got money just like you. Whatever the woman want to say she got, I got. Even if she say vagina. If you know your worth as a man, you know that your dick is worth something. Problem is you don't know. You think the vagina's worth more. You think the woman's worth more and all this other shit. You're just like the woman. You're just like the females. The social media and all this shit got y'all thinking that the women are better than you. Because you don't know your fucking worth. If you didn't think like the women, you would know she's not better than me. All right, it's going to be a long-ass ride. I'm going to have to grind this shit out and cut off and keep passing a lot of women because they on that high horse. That's okay. I know my worth. But that's not what you men do now, is it? Oh, I'm a trick. Here it is. Here's the money. You start cashing out and acting like a little-ass bitch. Just like I said with the women when they come, new women coming to work. I ain't about to stand in no fucking line. I already know what these other guys gonna do. If you want to talk to me, you gotta come to me. I ain't them. Because I already know what time it is. They gonna all jump in line like some little ass simps. Not me. I know my worth. She wanna fuck with me, she will come fuck with me. Plain and simple. And if she don't, then she can have them, but she can't have me. You can have, like Pac said, either them or me. Champagne Hennessy. He said him, but you get the point. They think they're better because of these social media, man. And because of men. Men have destroyed the value of men by liking any woman just because you want to fuck. So now you like you're like the old school Jordans when they just had them all in the mall. We can get them anytime we want. You're not like the new school Jordans where you better get them now because there ain't many left. You know what I mean? Once these are gone, you're going to have to pay a higher price. That's what women got y'all thinking. Women got y'all thinking they are these Jordans of today. You better get one now because we're worth more than you, and it's only a limited time. And you start paying full price or a higher price for them because you're scared the next man gonna get them. How the fuck is there 6-to-1 women and you worried like a little ass bitch and sipping like a little ass bitch? How? There's 6 women and 1 man. You should be like, man, I'm really in the driver's position. They need to be the ones trying to figure out they better settle down with a man or not me. But y'all don't do that. And that's why the so-called females are never satisfied with a lot of y'all guys, man. And that's about all I gotta say about this shit because I'm at my stop now. But the key to all this shit is knowing your worth, man. The key to all this shit is knowing your worth. Another key, when it comes to women, how can you know your worth? It's hard, Juan. No, it's not. Here's a key. Here's a secret to knowing your worth when it comes to women. Having standards. You ever heard of that? You ever heard of standards as a man? You got to have standards. That's how you're going to know. Because if I have standards, if I have lines drawn, like I'm not going to settle for this, I'm not going to settle for that, it doesn't matter how much you like the woman or how much you feel like, damn, I want to fuck with her, you're not going to do it because you got standards. Which is ultimately going to keep you from settling, and it's going to make you actually more valuable as a man. But if you don't, you're going to be just like the other, all these other basic ass dudes, man. And the crazy part is women know the man's worth. They just don't want you to know it, and they just act like it's not real. They know that, oh, that guy's on his shit, but I'm going to act like he's not. You know what I mean? I'm going to talk shit about how much money he got or something because I need to be on a high horse and I need to be the one worshipped and look at as better than. That's all it boils down to, man. And it also boils down to y'all men not knowing your fucking worth, bro. You know what I mean? And until you know your worth, you're done. You're cooked. You're cooked, man. I'd rather just try to get money and shit before I bow down like a bitch to a game that I know is set up against me. You don't have no other options. Either stand 10 toes down as a man and the right woman will fucking comply, or you just don't deal with it at all and you just go get money. I'm not going to sacrifice both. Like a lot of y'all are sacrificing the money and still trying to get the woman and still getting played in the end. Nah, fuck that. If you can't have this, at least get the fucking success and shit. You can't really control what women do, but you can control your success and shit. A lot of y'all throwing all that away to try to get a woman that don't even want you, or she's still trying to find a perfect guy that doesn't even exist. Only in her head he exists. Man, look, man, I'm done talking about the shit, man. They think they better than y'all, but they really not. If you're a man on your shit, should I say. Because sometimes, really, honestly, a lot of females are really bums. They just not judged that way because as men, we want to be providers and shit. So society don't look at them that way as bums. But a lot of them really low-key are bums. But you wouldn't know that because social media and men got them gassed up. So they think they're better than you. That's why you think it's so hard to get the women and all this other shit. And she thinks she's better than you. I mean, same thing. You think they're better and she thinks she's better. And that's why, you know, nah, he not good enough for me. But they're going to pay in the end. They're going to realize that a lot of those guys was good enough for them. They just looking for a perfect guy that does not exist. And real women understand that they are not perfect. That's why real women are more likely to choose the right guy, because they understand I'm not perfect. So they don't look for perfect men. It's just the ones that are on a high horse in fantasy land who think that they are so perfect and so much better than all men simply because of a fucking vagina that gives them the access to all men. Yeah, you got access to unlimited men, but which one can you lock down? Some of y'all don't want to lock them down. That's the scary part that y'all men got to realize. A lot of women do not want to lock down a man. They just want to use men. So you got to be very careful. Say that again and I'm gone. A lot of women don't even want to lock down a man. So all that preaching, you know, even though I'm saying some shit to hear, all this shit, it goes one ear out another ear to most women who don't want a man. They just want the benefits. So they can care less about who is a good man or if they fumble good men or not, because it's not about the fucking man. It's about if I fumble good benefits or not. You understand me? It's about if I fumble good benefits or not the man. That's why some of them, they know who the good man is, right? But they don't want that. And all a good man really is the man that's trying to do good for them. Not necessarily he's a square and he's a thug or whatever the fuck y'all think it is. It's not that. It's about who's good for the woman and who's not, their intentions. But like I said, most women these days, they don't even want a man. They just want the benefits. So that explains why they don't give no fuck about love and who's a good man and are you coming up with this, I'm a good man, choose me shit. They don't give a fuck about that. It's all about benefits and shit, man. Plain and simple, man. And toxic behavior to try to engage their feelings and shit. Y'all don't get it, man, but y'all gonna get it. Y'all gonna learn the hard way. Not me, though.